Hello and welcome to a brand new TARDIS Audios video. I'm Dan, you're you, we're back, let's get cracking! Okay, so hello and welcome everybody back to a TARDIS Audios video. Where have we been? What's been happening? Guys, we need answers. So, I'll start off by addressing why there haven't been any videos in the past fortnight or so. That is basically because, as I am the main content maker, I do the podcast and all that sort of stuff, and because the latest episode is still being recorded, we can't, put out any episodes, so things like podcasts, episode reviews, rant videos and all that jazz that I do, I wasn't able to do, basically because I've been on holiday for the past fortnight, and though I could access the internet, I couldn't unfortunately upload any videos to YouTube from my mobile devices, so sorry about that. I know that whilst I've been away, whilst we haven't been particularly active, we've got a few new subscribers and a few more comments from people. Hello guys, thank you all for commenting. We will try and respond to your comments, but we're having a bit of trouble with YouTube and comments and things like that at the minute. We can't actually respond. So anybody who responds to our videos, comments on them, likes them, thank you guys all so much. We value everything that you guys say. If we don't get back to you, we are so sorry. We're going to try and amend that as soon as possible. But anyway, enough of me rambling. This video, as you can probably tell by the title, is TARDIS Audio's review of Series 8, Episode 3, Robot of Sherwood. Let's go. Okay, so Robots of Sherwood, as I've just said, is episode 3 of series 8 of Doctor Who, written by Mark Gatiss. He's, as you probably would have seen, by the rather, how would you say, opinionated rant video that I did. He's not my favourite writer at all. I'd rather him do Sherlock. He's fantastic for Sherlock, brilliant writer, amazing. For Doctor Who, he's hit and miss. He's sort of 60-40 or 70-30. 70% of the time he does a rubbish episode, 30% of the time he does a good one. So, Robots of Sherwood was definitely for me going to be, it was this one and episode 4 that I think are going to be the Marmite episodes, from what I've heard. But episode 3 was a lot better than I expected it to be. Mark usually does write these more historical episodes. He likes doing that. That seems to be his thing. This one he does very, very well. You could tell he's researched quite a bit into the mythos and legend of Mr. Robin Hood. And it shows, because it's such a richly detailed episode, and it's Doctor Who, so there's a sci-fi twist, and of course Robot of Sherwood kind of gives that twist away. But in all honesty, like I say, it was a lot better than I expected it to be. Why? Well, first off, it was funny. It was a funny, lighter episode, and because we've sort of been battered on the head with Deep Breath and Into the Dark, which were quite dark episodes with a brand new darker Doctor, this one was the light comic relief of the series. I think this one is going to be the one that's a standalone comic episode, and I think that's why they chose Mark to do that episode, because that's what he does well. He can write comedy quite well. He even does it in Sherlock quite a bit. So they've played to his strengths here, and of course with this historical episode, Mark had a super canvas to work from. What did I think of Capaldi in this episode? He was good, but, well, in fact he was really good. I really do like him as the Doctor. He's already sold it for me. I'm going to have to wait until at least episode 6 or 7, but I'm getting to the point now where I think he might just be my favourite Doctor ever. My current favourite is Tom Baker, who is the Doctor for me. But guys, Peter Capaldi, if he keeps on doing this, he's got to be the best Doctor ever. I mean, come on. But anyway, that's for another video. The only problem I had was, and I've seen this addressed in other people's videos, is the bit where he's fighting Robin Hood with the spoon. It seemed a bit 11th Doctor, if I'm honest. And though it was coming out of the 12th Doctor's mouth, the dialogue, the action, the whole, I'm going to fight with a spoon, it just didn't, it worked, it made me laugh, but there was a part of me that was going, this isn't the same Doctor as I've seen in Into the Dalek and Deep Breath. He was a lot more cynical in those episodes, and he was a lot more darker and grittier, whereas this one, he came off as a grumpy 11th Doctor. The kind of Doctor we saw perhaps in, let's have a look, probably something, Grumpy 11th, The Snowman. He kind of came off as that cynical Scrooge-like figure. Also, a big problem with the episode I had, why did the Doctor have such a hard time with accepting Robin Hood as real when he's already met various other characters who are legends in themselves, and he's not, doubted them. So yeah, that kind of laid down a bit for me, but I can see why they did it, with this Doctor questioning his own morality, his own status as a hero and a legend. Clara in this episode was good. She didn't have as much character development as she did in Deep Breath, but she wasn't as companion-y, asky questions as she was in Into the Dalek. This one was a nice mix, and this episode lent quite a bit to her, which was really good. Tom Riley as Robin Hood, really good. He did a fantastic job. Opposite Capaldi, that banter was just absolutely brilliant. That scene where they're in the dungeon was probably my favourite scene in the entire episode. It was brilliant. They bounced off each other really well. Ben Miller as the Sheriff of Nottingham, perfect. Dark, twisted, but not too panto-y. Brought a bit of comedy, as you would expect for Ben Miller. So everybody did a great job in this episode. The script was good dialogue, comedy. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't perfect at all, but I enjoyed it. And this episode was a standalone. It was the comedy relief of the series. The only thing was the robots themselves. It was a bit flimsy. They weren't used to as much effect as I thought they would be, which was a bit, gutting. But yeah. And actually, the bit where they, spoiler alert here, at the end of the episode where the ship's sort of going off and they haven't got enough gold to go into orbit, I don't see how shooting the golden hour into the side of the ship did anything. Is the rest of the ship just hooked up to the engines? I don't know, really. If somebody could point that out to me, then great, please do. But for me, it was just a bit flimsy, a bit of a sort of weird ending that I don't think was really thought out enough. Overall, for me, this episode is probably a 7 out of 10. The other two were 7 and 8. So we've had 3 really good episodes. I do think that this one and episode 4, Listen, will be the Marmite episodes. But honestly, this is probably Mark's best script he's done, in my opinion. Really good dialogue, comedy, really well, a great villain, and a great concept. So thank you guys for listening. We'll get back soon. I'm currently listening to Dark Eyes by Big Finish. Guys, it's amazing. The next video will be the long-awaited Big Finish review of the 6th Doctor Adventure, Jubilee. And I've also just been listening to Spare Parts featuring the 5th Doctor. But anyway, they're the videos to come. The podcasts will keep coming as soon as possible. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you have a great day. We'll see you again soon. Thank you and peace.